I'm Ashley.
I'm Sean Thomas.
I'm Jake.
I'm Jordana.
I'm Kara.
And we're from Destin, Florida. Listening to the Weekly Pour podcast with TbT and Ace.
What's up, guys? Cassandra Carson here from Paralandra and the Life Project, and you're listening to the Weekly Pour podcast.
Hey guys, it's Leather Leone, and you're listening to the Weekly Pour. Great metalheads, crazy music, because we all bleed metal. Ciao.
My name's Reggie, and you are listening to the Weekly Pour podcast. Thanks so much for joining the most amazing twosome out there.
Hey, this is Chef Jason from Bad Company Barbecue, and you're listening to TbT and Ace on the Weekly Pour podcast.
This is Kathy from Music and More Records in New Hartford, New York, providing you with all of your music needs. You are listening to the Weekly Pour podcast with TbT and Ace. Rock on, guys!
The Weekly Pour podcast, proving time and time again that success is 1% inspiration, 98% perspiration, and 2% attention to detail. Here are your hosts, TbT and Ace.
What's up, guys? It is Tuesday. It is February, almost tomorrow. This is episode 37. My name is TbT. That guy over there is Ace. Welcome back. Took a week hiatus last week. We're letting our last episode with John Karabi kind of get out there and soak up some sunshine. So we are back, and how are things?
Good. Things are good. It was actually not a bad thing to have a week off.
Agreed.
You know, I didn't have to worry about what the hell I'm going to talk about.
Right. I mean, it's not like we had a guest lined up, and obviously we don't tonight either. So that's okay. I think there's plenty of stuff to talk about. Let me look over in the chat. Let's see. We got Kathy. Hello, Kathy. We've got Natalie, our moderator. We've got Lou, who's checking in from Michigan. And if there's anybody else that's watching and you haven't jumped into the chat, just jump in, say hi. Be sure to hit that thumbs up, which none of you have done yet. I just did. Hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. You can ignore all the emails that you get when you hit the subscribe button. Just hit it. It helps us out. And if not, then I'm going to send Sarah McLaughlin over to your house, and she's going to sing In the Arms of an Angel while she's petting your dog.
There's an image.
Yeah, you know. She's coming over just to make sure everything's good, I guess. I don't know.
Speaking of dog, how's your dog?
Which one?
The one
ACL or Nutless?
ACL.
ACL's good. Had her final checkup last Wednesday, but I had to cancel it because we had our snowpocalypse that really never transformed. So it is scheduled now for this Friday. They're going to take some pictures, make sure she's good, and she'll be released. Nutless is fine. He doesn't even know what's going on. He's still dumb. So we're good. And I know we talked about this, like, I think 2 weeks ago when we were talking about all the issues I was having with my animals. But right now, knock on wood, look, oh shit, I'm going to spill this. I've even got like a floating candle going, and hopefully my wife didn't just see this. I've got a floating candle going, and I'm bringing in all the good spirits and ambiance from the Dominican Republic to make sure that my dogs are okay now.
Well, good. I'm glad you're doing something for that.
Yeah, I ran out of incense. So yeah. But yeah, they're good. They're good. Any problems with your dogs? I know you've got 7.
No, they're all barking and happy and
good.
They're
Good. So right before we came on air, actually it was before you got on, the program that we use popped up and said it had an update. So I said, okay. So I updated it and installed it, and now I can't find things. And I've got things popping up that are weird. It's telling me things, and I don't know what it's saying, but hopefully I don't. I'm just gonna like put my hands here so I don't touch
Why?
anything.
Why would you do an update right before we go on?
Because it's what I do. I mean, why not? Click here when. Oh, okay. Well, what happens if I click there? Oh, I clicked the eyeball.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's good. 6 minutes into this thing, and I'm just now figuring out what the hell's going on. Oh, I can make it bigger. That's what she said. What? Anyway, who? Yes, Natalie. Thanks. I am fancy with my cool floating candle. So it said floating on the wrapper, right?
Right.
It's a coconut shell with wax and a wick. Ain't nothing floating about that. It doesn't say stick in water to float. So what did I do? I
You
stuck it in water to float.
Right.
And you know what? We're gonna do. I showed you this. I'm gonna do this here now. Now it floats. I don't know if that's the right thing to do with the stupid candle. I'm
It
probably going
looks
to
like
get made fun of.
it looks like something I could eat if it wasn't on fire.
I know, and I don't. Ow! I don't want to. Ow! Ow! I don't want to taste it. But yeah, I know. But it's like an eyeball or something. I don't know.
Well, at
Is
least
this
they
like
had.
ambiance that we're just supposed to watch? I'm supposed to talk while everybody's looking at the candle.
No, please
And
don't.
okay, good, because that wasn't going to go well. Hey, nice cup there.
You
If
like
you want
that?
to hold that son of a bitch back up. Very nice, very good looking. I will hold up mine because I also have a new one, but it's being washed. It's even got your name on it,
It does. So if it comes up missing at some point in time,
Kathy.
I'll still know it's mine.
Right, right, exactly. Somebody on the chat just said that logo is copyrighted. You're right, it is by us. So, in the words of Triple H,
Yeah.
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 So, hey, I got a question.
Okay.
We had Krabby on a couple weeks ago.
Right.
Phenomenal interview, or I guess conversation. I don't even call that an interview. That was more of
No,
a
I call them
conversation.
conversations.
I have still not turned off his Unplugged album.
Really?
I almost have every song memorized, word for word, and I can't shut it off, man. It's good. I went to some of his older stuff, with Union and all that, but I don't know. This is if you've not listened to it, I highly recommend everybody jump in there and go to Apple or wherever you get your music, Spotify, wherever, and check it out because man, it's just good. Some of those songs are remakes from the bands he was in.
Right.
Hooligans Holiday is on it. There's some stuff from Union on there,
Well,
but
Dead
my
Daisies.
right, my gosh, it's just a very good, very put together album, and it was just it's basically the same thing he's doing on his shows. If you
Right.
can catch him on tour, is he's just doing basically an acoustic set in front of a house crowd, and that's that. So
Right. And he
it's
just announced a handful of dates. I don't have it pulled up,
yes,
but one of them is not too far from us. You said what? Hour and a half
it's about
north
actually it's about
of Indy.
2.5 hours north of us. So I'm sorry, yeah. So it's about an hour north of Indy. So we're talking about probably 2.5 hours away, and I think it's this weekend.
I think you're right.
Um, I will not be able to go just simply because I've got plans. If it's on Saturday, I've got plans Saturday to head to Louisville and represent the Weekly Pour podcast at the. I want to say this right, so let me pull it up. Uh, that's also what she said. Um, I'm going to say this right, and I can't see the chat anymore. So you guys say what you want. We have a moderator for a reason. How do you? I don't even know how to spell that name.
What?
I'm not even going to say it because if I say it, you're going to be like, you don't know how to spell that? And then you'll make fun of me. There it is. All right. Saturday, February 4th in Louisville. Hang on a second. There. I had to clear my throat. The Oddities and Curiosities Expo in Louisville. It's at the Kentucky Expo Center. Saturday from 10 to 6. If you've never been to one of these, you should go. You are going to see some of the most intriguing items, various vendors, dealers, artists, small businesses with all things weird. Taxidermy, preserved specimens, original artwork, horror Halloween inspired pieces, antiques, handcrafted oddities, quack medical devices, creepy clothing, odd jewelry, skulls, bones, funeral collectibles, and much more. Needless to say, if you have seen my den, my bar here, you would understand why I'm going. Um, it's only $5. Actually, if you go on Saturday, it's a whopping 7. So highly recommended. Gonna be a good time.
Will you see sword swallowers?
I don't believe so. I did check to see if Reg was gonna be there, and I don't think she is. I don't think she's making this one, but she is coming up to quite a few tattoo conventions that are coming up. So we'll be keeping an eye on that just to see if she gets around here in our neck of the woods.
Yeah, and you're right. The Karabi show is the 9th, February 9th, Thursday.
Oh. That just means
in
I have to take a Friday off.
Pierceton, Indiana.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's only a handful of dates, like 4 dates. So he's, like he said, he's starting to get out there a little bit and do a little bit, probably record his record a little more, do a little more touring.
Yeah, and I think that's actually the closest it'll be to us, right?
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
I'm gonna find out how much it is to book him, and we'll just book him for like our local VFW and bring in like 500 people.
We want a good crowd.
Oh yeah, exactly. Speaking of him being on tour, one of the things you and I've been talking about is the amount of tours that are currently being announced. They're
Right.
coming out of the woodwork right now. I know you had a few that caught your attention, and then of course I did. But my gosh, it seems like everybody is coming out of the woodworks, and of course, um, Motley Crue is all about their tour this summer and talking about how their rehearsals with John 5 are going. They're spectacular. I don't know whatever word it was that Nikki used.
They just started last week, right? Touring with him.
I don't even know if the tour started. I think this is just the
Rehearsing.
rehearsal. Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah, that was just starting last week, and I imagine they're going really well.
Yeah, I have no doubt. I was going through looking at some of those tours. Two of the ones that popped out for me, of course, Rob Zombie and Alice Cooper going on tour together. That's
Yeah.
going to be an awesome show.
That is pretty cool. I don't know if they've toured together before or not.
I don't know.
That sounds really, really cool. Because you've got the spectacle that Alice puts on. And I've never seen Rob Zombie, but I hear it's a heck of a show.
Right.
And so I'm sure they're in a similar vein. So it should be a lot of fun.
I would think so. Did you notice any, there's an opening act for that?
Well,
I'm sure there is.
You think this is a co-headlining thing?
I'm just wondering.
Because I don't know if there is one.
I would think so. Just because of it being those two. Oh yeah, freaking Ministry and Filter.
Okay.
Doing 19 cities, kicking off Thursday, August 24th in Dallas. And then they wrap up in September. So this is only going to be a month. They wrap up in September in Phoenix. Holy moly. Did you look at the list of dates?
No.
So they're kicking off in Dallas, and they're hitting Tampa. I'm not going to go through all of them, but it looks like a bunch of outdoor amphitheaters. Yeah, it looks like the closest they're going to get to us is going to be
Nashville, isn't it?
maybe Tinley Park in Illinois.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, other than that, they ain't getting nowhere close.
Well, the interesting thing too is Alice Cooper is kicking it up high profile because he's also on the stadium tour
Right.
with Motley Crue for dates coming up. There's that. He's got this with Zombie. That's pretty high profile, I think. I mean, just when you think, the old guy's kind of slowing down a bit, he don't slow down a bit.
No, not at all. And yeah, you think Nita will be back by then?
She's recovering. If you follow her on her Instagram, she's been posting a lot of stuff about her recovery.
She was out running with my dog and tore her ACMC TCL.
I have not seen anything, even what she'll be doing when she does recover.
Right.
She's up walking now, right?
Yes. That's my understanding.
And she can put weight on it and all that. So I would assume she's not going to sit around much longer. She's going to be playing somewhere.
Yeah. Well, hey, all you got to do is get wheeled out onto the stage and you can play. Dave Grohl did it.
Axel.
James Hetfield.
So, if you think about it, she's got a solo record getting ready to come out. She will do dates with it, I'm sure. But I don't know what would be stopping her going back to Alice unless there's just some other thing coming up. If Kane Roberts is there,
sure.
I'm sure he'll hold the fort, down for her. We hear there's an open door for her to come back if she wants to. So, unless Demi's got more shows, I don't know if Demi's got more shows and needs her to, boost that sale or not. But
yeah, maybe. The other one, there were so many of them. I know there's a bunch of tours, but one of the ones I know that we've talked about before, or at least a couple artists that we have talked about before, Robert Plant and Alison Krauss. And I can't remember, you mentioned this. It may have been Kathy who had an issue with them, or the way they did their record sales or something, or maybe that was just Taylor Swift. I'm sure Kathy will jump in and shout it here in a second. But Robert Plant and Alison Krauss, if you've listened to their stuff, they are very, very harmonic together. Of course, Robert Plant, everybody knows him from Zeppelin. Those two together are, I don't know, like peanut butter and jelly, or chocolate and milk, or candles and water. I don't know. But they're going to be close to us in Louisville on the 2nd of May. And I am about this close to getting tickets to that. I got to look and see what day of the week that is. But yeah, I'm looking at possibly going to that because May 2nd, that's a Tuesday. That's a live broadcast from the stage is what that is. That might be a good show to go see. Robert Plant's getting older. You're not going to have very many chances probably to see him. I don't know. It could be another 10 years that you get to see him going out because he obviously takes very good care of himself and goes out there. But for him and Alison Krauss, they put out an album back in, I don't know, I want to say 2007, 2008, and then again in 2021, and they were both remarkable.
Well,
okay, Kathy said she loves Plant, just not with Allison. Okay, all right, that's what it was. Yeah, the phenomenal sound. I think they're great, and I think it's going to be a pretty badass tour.
Well, I think it's revitalized Robert Plant in wanting to do something in music. This guy was, the icon of rock, the golden god, for, 40 years.
Yeah.
and with even with his solo work. So for him to step out and do this with her, and not just once but twice now, right? We're used to 2 records, right?
Yes.
And a tour. So obviously it's revitalized him, and I think it's also something that he can do at his age that's not going to require him to vocally try to push himself too hard. He's not going to have to, wail like he does on the Zeppelin stuff.
No, but I would assume that he's probably going to pull out some Zeppelin stuff. I figure it'll be more acoustic type, you know.
Well, yeah. And if you're Alison Krauss, you're like, yeah, let's do that.
No doubt. Yeah, I'll sing back up, in a heartbeat. But those are the two that I thought about when I was going through the list of tours. There's more, but they didn't really catch my eye, mainly because they're going to be ridiculously expensive. I mean, and we've talked about ticket prices before. I'm going March. I think it's March. Steel Panther.
Yeah, you messaged me about that.
Yeah, $25.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's for a general admission ticket. If we go and look because we're old and we want to get up on the risers for a table for our group, I don't know how much it is, but still, $25 general admission. Steel Panther up at the Murat in Indianapolis. $25. You can't beat that.
No, that's a good ticket. That's a good ticket price.
What? I'm gonna look at something real quick. I pulled up Striper the other day. Their ticket prices, because I've kind of been comparing ticket costs, I guess, for various artists this year.
And you've been on this kick off air
yeah.
For a few weeks since we talked about, you and I privately talked about the country artist Hardy.
Yes.
How you cannot find a ticket for that guy.
Yeah, and that dude didn't even write me back. Because I went kind of dickish on Instagram, and I was like, certainly was wanting to go see that show, but not at those prices. And I don't remember how much it was, but holy hell.
Some of them were starting at $900.
Yeah.
For tickets. And I don't know what that's about. I don't know how that price comes out, but it's insane.
All right. So general admission ticket to Steel Panther, Friday, March 24th, $27.50. They do have a VIP package. VIP package includes early entry, a custom Steel Panther blonde wig, limited edition cup, custom Steel Panther sweatband. See, I'm almost sold on this. A specially designed leopard print bandana. Woo! I'm done. Commemorative
we know how to fold it too. We know how to fold it because
hell yeah, we do. Brett Michaels showed us. VIP laminate, crowd free shopping, blah blah blah. That cost is. Keep in mind, this is not an FU Ticketmaster, because now they're pulling another Taylor Swift and won't give me the prices. Yeah, I can't get it. But anyway, it's probably going to be, I don't know. I'm going to go with $100. And that would be without the ticket. So you're thinking $125. All right.
Okay.
For one person to go, $125 if you do the VIP. Now, let's compare this. Let's compare this to Striper. Only because I want to. Mercury Ballroom 2023 Striper on Wednesday, May 10th. Mercury Ballroom is a badass place to go. General, yeah, I don't think so. Let me get away from that. I don't think that's where I want to be. All of a sudden, chicks started dancing on my screen. Not really. Tour. All right. They have a VIP package as well. Let me look at United States. Louisville, Kentucky. VIP and tickets. All right. Striper ticket is coming up. $25.
$25
$25
in the ballroom, or in the ballroom.
at the Mercury Ballroom in Louisville. $25 to go see Striper.
So that would be a general admission standing room only ticket, right?
Most of the Mercury Ballroom is that way, but it's not usually overly packed. I've
So,
been there for maybe only 2 shows. I went and seen Steel Panther, and actually a couple years ago, a few years ago, I actually went and seen Striper at the Mercury Ballroom. Wasn't packed. I did the I got the fan package and went for autograph, photo, all that. They were super swell, super nice. This was before Perry joined the band, so I have not seen them since Perry joined. But yeah, $25.
that's a pretty good price. That's like 1985 prices.
Right, absolutely. Lou jumped in the chat and said that November 12th, remember he's in Michigan, November 12th, he's got Metallica coming in the round at Ford Field, $225 to $350 tickets. Decisions. Now,
But 2 dates.
2 dates, completely different, playlists, set lists.
Right.
I think I'd do it.
I mean, you're getting, who's with it? It's Metallica. Was it Pantera? Or no, Five Finger Death Punch.
It was either them or those other clowns that I don't like.
Well, it's Five Finger Death Punch. I know
Okay.
that.
All right. Well, then good. I'd go.
I mean, I think there was another band opening as well. You were getting 3 solid bands for what did you say? $225?
Yeah, he's got on here $225 to $350. Probably just depending on where you're sitting.
Right.
I'd take it. It's Metallica. It's Five Finger Death Punch. It's the entire weekend. It's 2 different set lists. I think
Right.
I would do it. Lou, just do it. Just pull that trigger. Do it. Shannon jumped in and she talks about Karabi coming Thursday, February 9th up to Pierceton. We were just talking about that a little bit ago. That's an hour north of Indy. Kathy makes a very good point. She says it should be packed for $25 to see Striper. I agree. If
Good.
you've liked anything they put out, I mean, it's an intimate place. If you've never been to
Right.
any place that calls themselves a ballroom or like even the Murat up in Indy, it's like a big conference room. They put a stage in, they bring people, and they play. And it's an intimate setting. It's pretty cool. I had photos at some point, but I was right on the rail for the Striper show, and it was just phenomenal.
Well, and if you pay attention to them at all, their last 3 records are getting heavier and heavier. They just sound great.
Oh, most definitely.
Recently, Michael Sweet was on. I told you about the Eddie Trunk interview
Right.
he had, where he talks about his voice and how he can still hit a note when he needs to. He still keeps himself in great shape and just wants to go out and put out good music. If you haven't checked it out, you need to check that interview out. It's really good.
And you know who he's getting ready to put more music out with, right?
George.
Yeah.
George Lynch. He spoke about that.
That is going to be another. If you pay any attention whatsoever, and to the things that Michael Sweet gets involved in, just about everything he gets going turns to gold. I mean, he's just a freaking awesome dude.
Right, and he talked about that. He didn't want to necessarily do another record with George for whatever reason, and nothing personal and nothing against George.
Right.
But changed his mind, and he said it's going to be an incredible thing, and he's pretty proud of it. So that's 3 records with Lynch.
Yep.
So, and I have yet to hear any of them. I need to dig them up. I just haven't done it yet.
Yeah. They're good. They're good. They really are. Those two. I mean, there was something I was reading not too long ago. I don't know if you've seen it, but Michael Sweet was talking about doing something with King Diamond.
Yeah, right.
I mean, everybody wants to give Striper a bunch of shit because they say, oh, they're a Christian band or they're a religious band, blah blah blah. If you listen to Michael Sweet, he'll tell you flat out it's against the music. Yeah, they have a message that they're doing, but it's about the music. And if they can put the music out and have an album and or song that he collaborates with King Diamond or freaking Blackie Lawless or Marilyn Manson for that matter. Ooh, we shouldn't talk about him.
Well,
He's in a
we'll get to
mess.
that.
We'll get to that. But I mean, it's about the music. Do it.
Well, he talked about also the King Diamond thing, and basically, I think someone he put out a photo. Someone put out a photo of him talking to King Diamond, and like you said, they kind of gave him some crap about it. But he said they stood there and talked about the weather, and uh, it was a 5 or 6 minute exchange, and he thought King Diamond was pretty cool, and King Diamond thought he was pretty cool, and it wasn't a big deal. I mean, they're two people.
Yeah.
They're two people. We're looking at this thing is like good and evil or something. The ultimate confrontation, and they're just two
Exactly.
people who perform music. They
Yeah.
didn't get some great debate about that was what someone asked him. They asked Michael Sweet after seeing this photo if he witnessed to King Diamond, if he spread the word of Jesus to him or something. And he's like, that's not the first thing I'm going to do when I walk up to, well, anybody.
But see,
But
that's the persona that
right,
people automatically think.
right. I'm not going to hand him a Striper Bible, and say, here you go, King, read up. Like King Diamond hasn't read up on this stuff anyway.
Exactly. He made no more than Michael Sweet does for all we know. But
Right.
yeah, that's the thing, it's like, oh, they're automatically going to do that. You know what? It's people and music. Let them do their thing. And I would totally buy it or download it illegally on Napster as soon as it came out.
Napster. But yeah, he said he would collaborate with him if it was the right thing for them to do, he'd do it. And
Exactly.
I don't have a problem with that.
No, not at all. You want to, since we already kind of opened the door a little bit, what's going on with Mr. Manson?
Oh, Marilyn. Well, he's got these sexual abuse charges that have been filed against him. This newest one, he's been sued for sexual assault of a minor.
Oh,
He had,
gee.
right. He had 3 other cases that have mostly been resolved. This is a new one. If you saw the HBO documentary about all this with, I can't think of the actress he was with at the time. I'm gonna put on my old man glasses, but
Yeah, I can't remember her name.
at the moment I can't. But the documentary was twisted, uh, horrifying for all the stuff that poor girl went through. But this is a report out of Rolling Stone, and the plaintiff, who's now an adult, filed a suit anonymously under the name Jane Doe. And among the charges are counts of
That's original.
sexual battery and intentional infliction of emotional distress. Uh, while the labels are also cited for negligence and intentional infliction of emotional distress. So the record label, I would assume, it was filed in Nassau County Supreme Court, Long Island, New York.
Wow.
Right. She's saying that according to her, she first met Manson, who is named in the suit under his given name of Brian Warner, in 1995 following a Dallas concert when she was 16. She claims that she was invited onto his tour bus, where Manson had allegedly asked her age, school grade, and took down her home address and phone number. And that part is really strange too, but we'll see that here in a sec why. But the lawsuit account claims that while on the tour bus, defendant Warner performed various acts of criminal sexual conduct upon the plaintiff, who was a virgin at the time, including but not limited to forced copulation and vaginal penetration, is what it states.
Good
Now,
grief.
right, and the age of consent in Texas, and this is interesting to me at the time, and still is 17. So
Okay.
she's 16. Age of consent in Texas is 17. So each state, has their own law on that. What legal consent is. I think here in Indiana it's 16, correct?
Correct.
So the suit also alleges that one of Manson's other band members watched as the alleged sexual assault took place, with a claim that the musicians laughed at the girl afterward and told her to get the F off my bus. This is what Marilyn allegedly said to her, and allegedly threatened that if she told anyone that he would kill her and her family. She also claimed that as she left, a crew member gave her a 1-800 number and a password in case she wanted to meet up with Manson again. I don't know why you would, but the suit also claims that the musician convinced the plaintiff, who was still 16, to travel to New Orleans for a concert, where he once again allegedly sexually assaulted her, but then was nicer this time around and didn't
that's important.
berate her. And told her he wanted to see her again. The age of consent in New Orleans, in Louisiana, at the time, and still is 17. So that's two states where it's 17 and she is only 16. There's a little bit more to it. I think that's enough. But
no kidding.
Needless to say, that one's relatively graphic. So I apologize if it was too graphic, but I wanted to get into, how dark and twisted this stuff gets with this guy.
Well, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Like I said, the other suits have been, I guess, resolved. This one may get resolved as well, but he's not going to rebound from this, I don't think, for a long time.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I don't know when the last time we've heard anything musically out of him.
Not even like a single, I don't think.
But no, he's dealing with this stuff, and he should.
Well, if he's guilty, I hope he pays the price.
Agreed. So
big time. Anyway, on to happier stuff, because that just lowered my mood.
Yeah,
like I'm gonna pull my candle back over here and just put my candle on the screen.
You need to change the ambiance. We don't normally get into that, but this type of thing just blows me away because it's so unnecessary. It's so
understatement. Absolutely. This is a problem, and I'm gonna say this once, and then I won't jump on that horse. This is a problem with people that let their fame go to their head, or in this case, both of their heads.
Right.
You still have to do the right thing, and sure, we've all done stupid things, very stupid things, but something like this, I mean, that's ridiculous. And I hope if he is found guilty that he pays the price and meets Big Bubba in prison.
Right. We all know, I mean, that especially historically, rock and roll has been, just rife with groupies and the groupie culture and things like that. But that doesn't mean that the groupies were underage.
Right.
Under 17, 16, whatever the legal age of consent is, wherever you're at.
Exactly.
And this isn't the first time I've heard of this. I watched something today about a different person in a different band that I can't even remember right now, and it was even more atrocious. And that was in the mid '90s, with underage girls and groupies and just more terrible stuff. And it was the same thing: ego, fame, all of those sorts of things in a bad mix.
You're not talking about Dita Van Dutch, are you? You're talking about the actress, right? Rose McGowan.
What about Rose?
You were talking about Marilyn's ex-wife, ex-girlfriend.
No, that's not who it is. I want to
That's
say
who I
Evan.
thought you were talking about.
Hang on. I think I got it right
That's all
here.
right. I was just curious.
Evan Rachel Wood is the one I'm thinking of.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
That's the
Okay.
one has, I believe, got the whole documentary on HBO
Gotcha. Okay.
with Marilyn.
Right. Did you see that Ozzy was back in the news?
No,
Ozzy is back in the news, and you'll be able to see him February 12th during the big game.
really?
Ozzy's got a commercial.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. I've seen it. Ozzy's got a commercial.
Well, that's the funny thing is that they don't hold these all the time just for the Super Bowl. A lot of times you'll see it beforehand.
You can Google 2023 Super Bowl commercials, and boom, they'll pop up.
There you go. My wife can watch those now, and I won't have to worry about it during the game.
Exactly. So they're on the chat arguing about our damn mugs, talking about how we should give them the old ones because we got new ones. No, I don't think that's right at all. So,
Well, I mean, I can still use my old one, can't I?
do you not have two hands?
I thought Natalie would be impressed with the design on the mug.
She should. I mean, like the first one, I was impressed.
Right.
And what happens if you ever forget your name?
Exactly. I just have to look on the back.
Yeah.
'Cause
All
it's
I have to
hey,
do is look at yours and say, that one's not mine.
right. But good for Ozzy. It's nice to see him getting out and doing things. Good for him because dealing with what he's got to deal with the onset of Parkinson's, the fact that he can't tour at the moment, it probably won't be touring. It's got to lift his spirits to know that they can at least, let him do a commercial or prop him up for a song, during. Well,
I mean, you're not wrong.
I mean, however they do it, lip syncing and putting leg braces on him and wires and cables to hold him straight, whatever they do, it's got to make him feel good. Seriously.
Yeah. So let's see. The finance HR software company Workday tabbed Osborne to appear on football's biggest stage for the first time since 2011. It's going to be the company's first time on the Super Bowl stage. By stage, they mean commercial. In
Right.
their ad preview, a simple yet perfect pun is used. The 15-second preview, again, so this is the preview that I've seen. I've not seen the entire commercial. The 15-second preview features two office workers talking about the new hire. How is the newbie described? Well, he was called a rock star. Ha ha ha. Clever. And then you see Ozzy, who may or may not have a button-up shirt on with a tie.
He doesn't bring like a dove or something or a bat.
Hey, I don't know. This is just a 15-second thing, which there was not. He doesn't go along without giving the commercial an Ozzy feel with his question. Even his newfound look featuring a button-up shirt and a tie at his desk. That's all we got.
I don't want to see him like bite the head off of anything, but it would be funny if they kind of just implied that he's carrying a dove or a bat or both to the office. That kind of would be funny.
Or if it's lunchtime and he opens his lunchbox and one flies out.
And one flies out.
See, we should have done the commercial. We could have done that.
Oh, I guess it's time for lunch. Or however he would.
Did he just go French?
No.
Hello, I am Ozzy Osbourne. Oh, hell. So yeah, Ozzy's got one. Who else? There was somebody else I saw. I mean, there's many people, but oh hell. David
I
Grohl, maybe.
oh really?
I think I could be mistaken, but I
The
don't know.
Doritos.
Yeah, probably. Um,
I'm pumped for Rihanna. That's all I'm worried about. What is Rihanna going to do? Come on.
nope, I'm not touching it. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to get angry about another shitty halftime schedule or show.
She might be
Everybody,
great.
you know what? Last year's was not, well,
A lot of people had fun with last year's.
I don't know if I would call it shitty. Maybe that's a bad word. However, there were so many people calling it, oh, as one of the best, one of the absolute best.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. And I'm just, I mean, we're in our late 40s,
Right.
you know, so we've seen a few Super Bowls and halftime shows.
Yeah.
That was not even near one
What
of the best. I wouldn't even put it in my top 10.
what you get is recency bias, is what you get with that, and you also get nostalgia,
Sure.
and
100%.
that's why it's so over with people.
Yeah.
They reacted to the nostalgia, and it's the newest thing they saw.
I think I was really kind of hoping. I think they should have had Hardy this year.
We're back to him. Could they afford him?
Yeah, probably not. Jeez. But
Did you see him? Did you see him on Royal Rumble?
I did.
If that was live, that sounded really, really good.
It was live.
Yeah, it sounded live.
There was I had another. I was watching it on the TV, and I had another stream going of somebody who was actually there, um, at the stadium,
Okay.
and they were showing the stage get changed out, all the equipment being put up, the drum kit and all that. So yeah, it was absolutely live.
I thought to myself when I saw him in the ring with his band that they're going through a lot of effort to get him in there to do one song.
Yep.
I think that's all it was, one song. Sold Out, if you don't know Hardy.
Right.
It's newest single. Hardy's a country rock rap type act. Got a lot of good stuff, really, if you can get into it.
Exactly.
But yeah, him doing a halftime show would be interesting. I think he could do it.
Oh, I do too.
I don't know if enough people know who he is to make it popular, but he could win some people over.
Sure. I think he could. I heard, I don't know why, but it was the first time in a while that I'd listened to his stuff. And today I heard, what was the name of that song? This is not a radio song or something like that is what it was.
Right.
And I cracked up listening to that thing because it was just so damn funny. If you haven't heard it, listen to it because it's just hilarious and you'll understand the concept of this is not a radio song if you listen to the song. It's funny.
Right. And everything I've heard off that record was The Crow and the Mockingbird, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Everything I've heard off of that is good. If you want to try something different that you haven't heard, look up some Hardy. It's pretty good stuff.
Yeah. I want to jump on this because tomorrow is the day, I believe it's tomorrow. We're supposed to get the announcement of who is going to be inducted into the 2023 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah.
Now, with that being said, each year, new artists are eligible. And I come across the list for the new artists who are eligible this year, who have released their first recording in 1997, making them eligible for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2023. Now, this is not just who's eligible for them to vote through. This is including those that haven't been voted in before, like I was waiting for you to throw them all out there. The ones
You
that
mean like Boston, Sticks,
Yeah.
Foreigner,
yeah.
all the bands.
So some of these artists, these are the newly eligible artists. I am not going through them all. It's a list that's longer than shit. I'm just going to point out the
Well,
important ones.
And there was so much in 1997 I didn't care about.
So much. Oh, so much. All right. So these are some of the ones. Again, I'm only pointing out the important ones. 98 Degrees.
Yes. Eligible for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Eligible.
Eligible.
The Ataris.
Eligible.
Black Eyed Peas.
Eligible for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Creed.
You said Creed?
Creed.
That's
I'm okay.
That's at least doable.
Children of Bodom.
Okay.
One of my favorites, Destiny's Child.
Eligible.
Eligible.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Flogging Molly. I just like saying it because you laugh every time.
Every time that gets me.
Bop.
Yes.
Hanson.
They
eligible.
Rock now. They rock now. Eligible.
That's now, not in 1997.
No, but they are eligible.
They were 12. Skip those. For you country fans, eligible for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Leanne Womack.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what? Lil Jon and the East Side Boys. Okay. Limp Bizkit. It's okay.
Okay.
Eligible.
Ready?
For the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Missy Elliott.
Man.
Mudvayne.
Okay, at least I know they're something.
Eligible for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, P. Diddy.
Is he P. Diddy or is he Puff Daddy?
It has Puff Daddy in parentheses.
Okay.
Country fans, Sarah Evans.
Great voice, by the way.
Yeah. Seven Dust.
Now, there we go. They never get any credit.
Oh, I know. If you've never listened to Seven Dust, get on YouTube when we're done. Stay on YouTube and go look up Seven Dust. Seven Dust. I was just listening to one the other day. I don't remember what it was. Go listen to them. Not now. Wait about 7 more minutes. Shadows Fall.
Okay.
Smash Mouth.
Who put them on the list?
I don't know. Eligible for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Sia.
Oh, really?
Really? I'm only going to say this because I don't know who the hell they are, but it's funny to say. String Cheese Incident.
Are they not? Are they just ripping off Guns N' Roses?
I wondered the same thing. Like, where's the meatball incident?
Or the spaghetti incident?
Yeah. Third Eye Blind.
You know, that's interesting. They had a run. Man, they had a run.
Yeah. 1,000 Foot Crutch. I remember the name, don't remember the band.
Yeah, that's about all I remember.
Wyclef Jean. Is it Wyclef Jean or is it Wyclef Jean?
Jean, because he went French.
Yes. Eligible
for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
There you go. And finally, eligible for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Keep his wife's name out your fucking mouth, Will Smith.
Oh, is that just for the rap for Prince of Bel-Air? Is he?
It has to be
just for that.
No, No,
Or
it is
parents,
also for the one that he did, Nightmare on My Street,
and parents just don't
and
understand.
they don't understand. Okay, I got to get back over here to the chat. Let's see. Kathy she just hurt herself. She said she loves
Again,
Sia. Brett loves her. I made him listen to her on New Year's Eve.
she did.
She actually called you Brat with two T's, and that is now sticking because Natalie says Brat is more like it.
Uh,
Tough crowd, very tough crowd. Yeah,
well,
not a fan of any of those people on the list. I could have went through and looked at a whole bunch of others that are still eligible from years past, but I mean, come on, that list is just way, 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 way uh,
well,
too long.
this rolls into what I had about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because they reissued or changed their mission statement defining what rock music means.
Yes,
And they're doing this ahead of announcing who they're going to induct or who is nominated, right?
correct.
So we don't know who's nominated yet, but they issued a statement saying basically that this is from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, that rock and roll has had deep roots in rhythm and blues and country music. This is after Dolly Parton has been inducted. So watch out, Garth Brooks fans. Watch out,
You just said, "Watch out, Garth Brooks fans."
because here it comes.
Here it comes.
Hey, he smashed a guitar or two.
Every show. Um, yeah. Here's a band, an obscure band I want everybody to check out. I don't know if you've watched any of, seen any of the articles. For whatever reason, they're popping back up. I don't know if they just put out a new album or what. But they're kind of along the lines of Slipknot, Kiss, anybody else that either wears makeup to hide their face and or up Ghost to hide their identity. Sleep Token. Sleep
Sleep Token?
Token, yes. They're a British band formed back in 2016, and I had read an article on them and decided to go to the YouTubes and check them out. Their music's pretty good.
Really?
They're a metal band, rock band, kind of uh, alternative metal, progressive metal, indie rock kind of thing, but yeah, they're pretty good.
What is a sleep token?
It is a token to help you sleep, which apparently I need a bunch of those. But I don't know. I haven't dug that far, like to see what they're. Nobody even knows who they are. Let's see. They're from the UK. The lead singer's name is Vessel.
Okay.
Yep. After releasing their debut EP One in 2016, they signed with a record company. They put out their follow up record called Two the next year. Later signed with another record company. 2019 released their debut full length album, Sundowning, which was followed in 2021 by This Place Will Become Your Tomb.
Or 4.
Or as we like to call it, 4. Yes. Check them out. I think you'd like them.
Okay.
I really do. I really think you would.
I'll add them to my list.
Yeah, no kidding. You know who else? Let's see, Kathy. You know who else is currently in the studio making a new album? Is Witherfall. Excellent. She is going to. I'll just say it because it's on the chat for anybody to see. She's going to hook us up with his singer as she is talking to him tomorrow when he comes to the store. Excellent. Which leads me to our final thing that we'll discuss because you have been doing some networking, and I believe you may have us a guest scheduled for next week. Before you do that, I'm going to give our normal shout outs to Kathy. Thank her Kathy at Music and More Records in New Hartford, New York. We appreciate everything that you do. Appreciate you coming onto the chat. We'll say the same thing out to Natalie. Thank Natalie for being our moderator. She's always on our toes and on our asses about making sure we're doing things and asking us, are we podcasting tonight? And then we say no, and she's pissed off because she doesn't get paid when we don't have a show. So you have to encourage it. That's why we are always telling you guys to hit that thumbs up button and the subscribe button. Without that, Natalie doesn't get paid. Same thing goes out to Jason at Bad Company Barbecue. Check him out at badcompanybbq.com. They got a lot of stuff going on right now. Follow him on the Book of Face, or as my parents call it, Facebook. The same thing with Kathy. Follow her on all of the social medias as well. Don't follow Natalie though, because she'll get creepy. Don't forget, we do have a promo code with badcompanybbq.com. It is the weekly pour, 10% off seasoning and stickers. I'm pretty sure that has not changed. That's an ongoing thing that we appreciate from Jason. So get our shout outs out of the way. I want to do one more thanks to John Karabi for coming out with us a couple weeks ago.
Yes, thank you, John.
That was great. Now, with John living in Nashville, you've been able to, I'm going to say, track down someone who also lives in Nashville, and I'm going to let you go from there.
Okay, so earlier today, I reached out to this person to see if they wanted to come on the podcast and converse with us. I got confirmation later on today that he would come. We just had to firm up the time. And right before we went on air, I got a message saying we were good to go for next week, Tuesday, 7 p.m. Billy Sheehan, bass player for David Lee Roth, the Winery Dogs, Mr. Big, among others, will be here interviewing, conversing, talking with us on the Weekly Pour.
Billy freaking Sheehan.
Billy freaking Sheehan. I'm excited. I'm very stoked.
Yeah, we are going to probably start blasting that later this week on our social media. So if you see us post it, do me a favor. Please share it. We want to get as many out there, or get that out there as much as we can, so we can get some more listeners. Not a lot of people are familiar with Billy Sheehan in today's world of music, but he's still kicking ass. Getting ready to go on tour, actually, too. So we're going to start blasting that very soon, and we would appreciate all your help to get that out. So share, like, subscribe.
Right.
All
and,
that.
And to say bass player almost diminishes how good he is. He is a world-class instrumentalist. He's probably, in my opinion, and many other people's opinion, the best rock bass player on the planet. This guy's amazing. Amazing bass player.
He may be better than Paul McCartney.
I would think he's better than Paul McCartney.
Well, Paul McCartney is an amazing bassist.
I don't know, but I do like Paul McCartney's music.
Yeah, check him out. He's a great bassist too.
Okay.
I'm telling you. All right. Well, listen, it's Tuesday night. We're done. We've chatted enough. We're getting off of here. We've already thanked everybody. So get out of the chat. Go look up all the stuff I told you to look at. I'm TBT. That guy over there, that guy over there is Ace. And we'll catch you guys next week. Bye.